entitlement spending crisis, energy crisis, illegal immigration crisis, a foggy foreign policy crisis, a moral crisis. One of the biggest crises we have is a severe deficiency of leadership crisis in the White House and in Washington, D.C. Of my over 40 years of experience in business, and for many of you that are in business, leadership boils down to making sure that you're working on the right problem. When I was a ballistics analyst early in my career working on fire control systems for the Navy, one of the things that you learned is that before you do a ballistics analysis, the first thing you determine is, where's the target? What are you trying to hit? If you don't know where the target is, you're not going to hit it. In business, it's called, what's the problem? If you're working on the wrong problem, you might solve the wrong problem. Secondly, make sure you've got the right priorities. Thirdly, surround yourself with good people. Fourthly, then they will help you put together the right kind of plans in order to solve stuff. I find it kind of interesting that at the debate a week ago and at the debate last night, one of my colleagues reminded me again that whereas your ideas sound intriguing and it's good and catchy, it won't pass. And I pointed out to them that that's the difference between a politician and a problem solver. They put together stuff that they think they can pass. Problem solvers put together stuff that fixes the problem. That's a big difference. Yes, we're going to have to work hard to get it passed. Yes, we're going to have to work hard to get people educated. But I have never put together a solution to something simply because it would have been the easy thing to do. That's not how you move things forward. And so relative to this economic crisis that we face, we wanted to put together something bold. Not trimming around the edges, not tinkering with the existing tax code all over again. Put together something bold that will solve the problem. And it starts with throw out the current tax code, the 10 million word mess that we already have. Throw it out. We've been tinkering with it for decades. And one of the things that the current tax code is used for most is what I call sneak of taxes. Most of the time we get tax increases and you don't know it until it's over with. They've got a million ways. I shouldn't use this politically incorrect word, but let's just say it starts with an S. To do that to us, and we never know it. We never know it until it's too late. This is why my other opponents pivot off of the current tax code. The bureaucrats, the political class, they want to be able to continue to manipulate the American people. They want to decide who the winners and the losers are. They want to put together programs like President Obama's so-called jobs plan, but he takes out one set of loopholes and he just brings in another set of loopholes. That's right. And that's why the plan that we've come up with gets rid of all of the loopholes and it treats everybody the same. You may have heard of it. Oh, God bless you. 999. And last night, 6 of my opponents kept trying to tell me why it won't work. That's why they're politicians. They always want to tell you why something will not work. And I know that we can't make this work. Why? One of the big reasons is because you get it. You instinctively know that it is far better than the mess we deal with today. But they want to hold on to the status quo. But all of those attacks that we got last night, we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them. I'm not worried about that. I'm not backing off just because the so-called pundits want to criticize it. Because some other people really don't want to put the control and the power in the hands of the people. That's what 999 does. It satisfies the criteria of being simple, transparent, efficient, fair. Not the definition of fairness according to Washington, D.C. According to fairness in Webster's dictionary. Everybody gets treated the same. What a novel idea in America. We all get treated the same, all businesses get treated the same. And the 999 plan replaces 5 taxes that are collected today. It replaces the payroll tax, corporate income tax, personal income tax, capital gains tax. Go make some money without being penalized. And the death tax. They call it the estate tax, but it's the death tax. After you die, they still want some more of your money. It replaces all 5 of those with the 3 that I described. It's much more efficient. And it not only will be revenue neutral, it'll also boost this economy. We've had it scored by an official outside organization called Fiscal Associates. So the 999 plan is just one of the specific solutions we put on the table. Someone said, well, don't you run the risk of becoming a single issue person? No, listen to the rest of my speeches. We've got approaches to all of these major crises. I agree with Governor Rick Perry that we need an energy independence plan. I was talking about that before he decided to run. We've got the energy in this country to be energy independent. It is not only an economic imperative, it is a national security imperative. And we're working on putting together a plan to do that. But just unleashing the energy sector isn't all that we need to do. We need to unleash all sectors of this economy, which is what our plan will do. Dealing with the issue of illegal immigration. Remember I said you gotta know what the problem is? Well, in this case, it's 4 problems. Secure the border for real. Stop talking about it. And that we will do that with a combination of a real fence for part of it. I love it when some people want to criticize me for, you're insensitive.
If they don't touch it, they don't get electrocuted.
Right. If you don't touch the fence, how you gonna say that? See, that's what got me in trouble.
I can say it.
Fox News is still leading with this whole electrified fence thing. They still lead with the story, but the good news is they come back and say, well, here's what they had to say last night. And then it allows me to say, here's the real solution that I'm talking about. Secure the border for real, which means that we're going to have a combination of a fence, technology, and boots on the ground. Enforce the laws that are already there. Promote the existing path to citizenship. We don't need a new path to citizenship. We need to clean up the bureaucracy in Washington, D.C. so people can come through the front door and stop trying to sneak in the back door.
Yeah.
That's what this country was built upon. Welcome to America, but come through the front door. And fourthly, enforce the laws that are already there. And this is another one of those bold ideas by this bold businessman. Empower the states to do what the federal government can't do, won't do, never will do. Let them deal with the illegals that are already here. Empower the states to enforce it. You gotta start with the right problem, or the right problems. That is the approach that I use for every problem that I attack and go after. I did it in business and it worked. Many of you do the same thing in your business. When your business starts to slow down, the first thing you try to figure out, what are the problems and how do you fix them? The problem with Washington, D.C. is that it doesn't fix much stuff. It makes things worse most of the time. They are most of the problem. And I love it when the skeptics will say, well, Mr. Cain, Those ideas sound good, but you can't do that in Washington, D.C. And I'll go, why? Well, sir, you don't know how Washington works. Yes, I do. It doesn't. That's the problem. Why do I want to learn how they don't work? My job as president is to be the president of the people, for the people, and by the people, not of the politicians, by the politicians, or for the politicians. And it was Senator Eric Dirksen who popularized the statement, when they feel the heat, they will see the light. See, as your president, y'all gonna be my heat when I want to get stuff passed. Exactly. Just like you're doing now. You're involved in the process. Here's what I challenge you to do. I know that you're involved, but 3 things. Stay informed. One of the benefits of participating in organizations like this is that you know what's going on. Because you see, stupid people are ruining America. The good news is we can outvote them. We got to educate people, we got to educate family members and friends. We can outvote them in order to win. Secondly, stay involved. Stay involved. Everybody has different talents and abilities. Use them. Because this will be the most critical election in our lifetime. I know you've heard that before, but it is even more so this time around. Because we are making a fundamental decision. Do we stay on this course to socialism and beyond, or do we get back on this course called freedom, liberty, and the free market system? This is the track that this nation wants to be on.